Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. And now this is a response to a video I did last week where I showed 10 essential punk albums. And today it's going to be what I call 10 essential synth albums. Now I really don't know how to sort of bracket synth music because in America some of this would be known as new wave. Some new romantic bands obviously had a lot of synth in them as well, and then there's synth pop, which I think was made up after the time. I don't think there was ever such a thing as synth pop whenever it was out in the 1980s. But these are 10 albums that I think are great, and the synthesizer is one of the major instruments on the album. But I am not counting anything by Kraftwerk. Now I only have two Kraftwerk albums, this one, the Man Machine, which has the model on it, and Autobahn. And the reason I'm not including these is that they would be the pioneers of synth, really. They started off in the early 70s, and when it comes to synth music, these guys would be the kings. I know there's other German acts as well, but Kraftwerk were the ones that really did cross over to the mainstream as well, and in the UK. So I'm not including Kraftwerk. Also at the end of this I'm going to show one greatest hits type album because I wasn't able to get an album from this artist because I just don't think this artist's albums are that brilliant. There's always a lot of good songs on each album but never a perfect album. But the greatest hits is fantastic. So starting off, and I am going to go with these are not in any particular order apart from what I think is the best one, which is number one. Starting off with Speak and Spell by Depeche Mode. Now I'm not a huge Depeche Mode fan. I have two albums, this and the next one, which is called A Broken Frame. Both are really good. Now with this one here, this is when Vince Clarke was in the band, and this is really catchy synth pop music like New Life. I sometimes wish I was dead, which is really catchy. What's Your Name? The other big hit single was Just Can't Get Enough, and Photographic, Boys Say Go, really catchy stuff. Tora Tora Tora. So it's a very sort of accessible album. The other album as well, A Broken Frame, the second one, I think is every bit as good, if not even better, but I'm going to go with this one. Number 10, or the first one on the list I should say, is Speak and Spell by Depeche Mode, their debut album from 1981. Next up, and from 1982, and it's Visage, and it is The Anvil. Now this has the Damn Don't Cry on it, which I absolutely love. Now these would be like a new romantic type band, and it also has the title track, Anvil, Nightclub School, which is an absolutely brilliant song. I think it was the single but it failed to chart. Night Train was the second single, which is fantastic as well. But other great songs include Again We Love, Wildlife, The Horseman. Very good album, and I do think this is better than the Fade to Grey album itself, but Fade to Grey is probably the best song they've ever done, but still I would put this ahead. So The Anvil by Visage. Next up, I could have chosen about three different albums, but I'm going with Architecture and Morality by Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, and this is from 1981 as well. And the three hit singles off this were Souvenir, which is plastered in synth, Joan of Arc likewise, and Maid of Orleans, and it's known as Joan of Arc and in brackets Maid of Orleans. But there's really other really great tracks off this, like She's Leaving in Georgia. The New Stone Age has got a bit of guitar on it actually, which is excellent. It's an excellent opener. The beginning and the end is very atmospheric, as is Sealand. So yeah, a really good album. It's OMD's third album, but it is probably by far their most successful, especially with the singles. Next up, and it is, we were talking about Vince Clarke, I'm going with Yazoo, and Upstairs at Eric's, Vince Clarke and Alison Moyet. This is a really strong album. The two hit singles were Don't Go and Only You, which was murdered by the Flying Pickets, but it took it one place further in the charts, up to the number one spot. Whereas in 1982, I guess they only managed number 2. But you've Bad Connection on this, which is fantastically melodic. It really is melodic, and Two Pieces is really good. Midnight is probably the highlight of this album, and it's Alison Moy's voice that she really lets rip in it. Goodbye 70s, Winter Kills, Tuesday, all great songs. The only one I can do without is I Before E, Except After C, which is just a string of different vocal phrases bunged together, which is pretty crap. But the album as a whole is absolutely brilliant, so it gets on the list. Next up, and we have from 1982, and it's Blancmange and Happy Families, and this is their debut album. This is the one with the big hit single Living on the Ceiling. Also has Waves on it as well. Sad Day is a little instrumental, which is absolutely fantastic. I can't explain and Feel Me are great. I've seen the word, it's brilliant. And God's Kitchen is very good, as is Cruel. Wonderful, wonderful album by the two guys, and this really is synthesizer plus vocal. Really good album. This one here, and the debut album again, but this time by Heaven 17, and it's Penthouse and Pavement. And these are the guys that were in the Human League before Phil Oakey went off and gathered up the two girls and became superstars. This has We Don't Need This Fascist Groove Thing, which is a really good song, but the title track is probably the best song off this, Penthouse and Pavement. The catchiest single, however, is Play to Win, with the whistling on it, really, really good. Geisha Boys and Temple Girls is actually very good, but We're Going to Live for a Very Long Time is just catchy beyond belief. It's a really, really good album. I do have their second album, The Luxury Gap, as well, which I don't think is as good as this. But yeah, brilliant album, Penthouse and Pavement by Heaven 17. Now this one here is the Thompson Twins, Quick Step and Sidekick, and this is their third album, but it's their first successful one, and the hit singles are Love on Your Side, which I remember way back in the sort of springtime of 1983, it was a big hit. We Are Detective, again another very melodic, catchy song. Watching, which is very good, but my favourite single off this is actually Lies, which I believe may have been the first single, but it didn't do anything. But yeah, it's a really, really good album. All Fall Out is quite a long song at the end, which is good. Love Lies Bleeding is a very, very good song, and Judy Do, very, very good. These guys supported David Bowie in Murrayfield in '83 and played basically the whole of this album. So yeah, really good album, Quick Step and Sidekick, and it gets on my list. This one here is, I think, the oldest album, and this is Sparks and Number One in Heaven. This is from 1979, and two big hit singles off this, Beat the Clock and the number one song in Heaven. Now the single version is basically half the length of this. It's really two songs stuck together, Number One Song in Heaven Part 1 and Part 2, and it's the Part 2 that was the hit single. But the best track off this is Tryouts for the Human Race, which was also a single and a minor hit. Really good. La Dolce Vita, I think, might have been a hit in Europe. And then you have My Other Voice, which is not bad, but it's not the best track off the album. But it's a very, very good album, and it brought Sparks back. They were complete obscurity by 1978, 1979. They were back on Top of the Pops. Okay, this one here is Japan, and this is Gentlemen Take Polaroids, with the fantastic title track. Now the synth is part of this band, but the bass is massive in this as well. Burning Bridges is a really good track, as is My New Career, but the highlight of this is the track called Swing, and it's my all-time favourite Japan song. Another very, very good one, if I can read this, is Methods of Dance. Really, really good. Probably my favourite Japan album, and it gets on the list. Okay, that was 9. Now this is the number 1, and I think this is probably the best synth album, as Human League Dare. 4 massive hit singles with Sound of the Crowd, Open Your Heart, Love Action, and Don't You Want Me. But there's a lot of other great tracks, like Things That Dreams Are Made Of. That was a single that would have been top 10 as well. Do or Die is very good, and Seconds is very good. Darkness, all really good tracks. Even the little short Get Carter I quite like. So it probably is the best album. Although it was released, I believe, in 1981, I think it was the best selling album of 1982, you know, with the success of Don't You Want Me around the Christmas time, and it was still selling out throughout 1982. But a brilliant album from Philip Oakey and the girls and the two other fellas, which I don't know the names of. So number one is there. Now, I did say I was going to show a greatest hits of a certain artist, and I think he does need to be included here, and it is Gary Numan. And this is Exhibition, and this is a fantastic album. This takes in from 1978 to 1983, and this is all the hit singles on it. It's got your Our Friends Electric, Cars, Complex, I Die You Die, Weird Glass, even the slightly lesser ones like Warriors and Sister Surprise. But Music for Chameleons is one of his best singles, and it didn't do that well. I think it only got to about 20 something. But we also have really big hits like She's Got Claws, another one of my favourites. And it also does include the hit singles from the I Assassin album, like Music for Chameleons and We Take Mystery to Bed. So really, really good double album. And for me, I think that's all I need of Gary Numan. I do have his albums from the second Tubby Army one, Replicas, up to Warriors. But you know, they're okay, but they're not fantastic. This is brilliant. Okay, so that's a rundown of 10 essential synth albums, what I think that I have in my collection. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.